Okay, so today is, hey everybody, Colson-Eyre. It is our Boss Babe Call Sunday night, and it is January 28th, 2019. And so super excited to end this month up with a bang. And you guys, we have a whole week left almost, like we have till Thursday, but in my mind, that Thursday, that is like, we're going to have to like expand it because I have a lot to do, and I know you guys do too, before the end of the month. And all the directors have been out, getting our education and get fired up, and then we come home and like, we want to have a good, strong January. So let me tell you about a couple of things. I put it on the Boss Babe Boxer group, but I kind of need you to know about it so you can be prepared. Mary Kay came out. We always have our new products coming out, and we keep them a big fat secret. But I will just want to share that there is a product that they were upgrading the container that our lifting serum comes in, and the formula, and it's already been for sale in some other areas, and they sent it to all the sales directors, and they had a problem with the container, and it's an air pump, and there was enough return, and it was not performing good. And rather than launch a product and have all your customers call you and go, I can't get the stuff out, okay, which would be awful, they're just going to hold off on that launch, which I would not even normally tell you about this, except for the fact that they had already stopped making the other formula, well, the glass bottles that the other formula comes in, and they were already getting rid of all those. So long story short, what you need to know is expect a back order on lifting serums. I don't know how quick that's going to be, but I feel like as a sales director that it wouldn't be right of me not to tell you to stock up on them if you sell a lot of repair sets, because it will affect the sets as well, because they've already changed the sets to have the new container in there, so it's not going to work. So as you're planning your month-end ordering, or even before everybody else gets the wind of it, you may want to stock up on lifting serum and the repair set, okay? Because when it happens, we'll all deal with it. And what you got to know is the company, they're taking a big old hit on this, because they're going to be redoing the lookbooks to pull that out of it. Like, they'd already printed the lookbooks. You guys know, they're pulling it out of it and reprinting the lookbooks. And they are reprinting the Applause magazines, and they are reprinting the placemat. And the magnitude of this that they're having to redo to make it right, so that we do not have to say, oh, we'll give it back. Oh, I'm sorry, it didn't work. It's all for us. And so anyway, it's just a distraction, but we're going to move forward. But I want you to know that you may want to get your order in early in this month before the last day, because all the directors know about it, okay? And you may want to stock up on lifting serum and the repair sets, okay? Because I do not know when they're going to have this situation fixed. It wasn't like a couple weeks. It sounded like to me, it may be an extended amount of time. I'm not sure. When it happens, we'll move forward with that, and I'm sure I will probably just sell the Time-Wise vitamin C Serum Plus C, until we get it back again. But I personally have got 25 on the shelf, and if you're in my unit, I hate to say this, but don't call me and ask me for it, because I'm not going to give it to you. I'm telling you in advance, so I won't have to hurt your feelings, because they're for my customers and they're for me. So anyway, I'm telling you now, so you guys, don't say I didn't tell you. Okay, the second thing is Mary Kay. I'm sure they thought, what can I do? Let's do something good, because all the directors are so disappointed in not having this launch, right? So I don't know if that's why, or maybe they already had it planned, but they're doubling the qualified Great Start bonus for you guys just for January. And it's a $100 bonus instead of a $50 bonus. And this is anybody that recruited October, November, December, or January. If this is the month their Great Start is finished. For example, let's say you had someone that joined in October and she did a $225, okay? So let's say she comes in and does a $375 in January. That totals $600, is still in her 4th month. So now she is Great Start qualified, and she will get a $110 a bundle when she orders, okay? And you as the recruiter normally would get a $50 bonus, but now you're going to get a $100 bonus. And it's just for this month, okay? If they came in December, maybe they hadn't ordered yet. They're still in their ultimate great start. They could even order a whole 600 and get the $333 free, right? And you would normally get a $50 bonus, but now you get a $100 bonus, okay? So, and of course, if they sign up in January and you want the $100 bonus, they have to do a 600 in January. You're not going to get it if they do their 600 in February or March or April. Now, they'll still get their free products, but this little promotion ends the 31st. So I just want to be clear with everybody so you understand it's a Great Start Qualified, which is a girl that came in and did a 600 total in her first 4 months. And now if she's already done it, let's say she came in October and she qualified in November, well, she's out. She's already got it. This is a new Great Start Qualified. Okay? I hope everybody's clear on that. If you're not, reach out to me or your sales director. But it's a way for you to make extra money. So let's talk about the cruise and let's talk about that, how that would go in. Let's say you got 3 recruits this month and all 3 went ahead and became qualified. So you're going to get a $300 bonus. If you are sitting there with no recruits, 0, and you've not been a red jacket before, then you're going to get another $100 bonus because you're a new red jacket. Isn't that awesome? So that's a $400 bonus. Plus, you know, if all 3 of them do at least a 600, that's $1,800. So you're going to get the higher commission check as well. And so it's a great time. And if all 3 of them qualify, guess what? You've already got your 6 qualified for the cruise. And then all you got to do is help those 3 women get in their red jackets. And then you got that done. And then you got to just do your 600s. So, I mean, you could be one of the first 30 and you would win that big old honking suite. And definitely be one of the first 500 to get in the balcony suites. So take advantage of the next 4 days is what I'm trying to tell you. And there may be some women that you've been talking to about signing up that have been lagging. Give them a little nudge. I have found, and you know, Selah went and yesterday or the day before, she was talking to someone that she has been talking to for 5 years. 5 years. And she just never let him all the way go. She just thought that he'd be on my team. And finally, she just gave him a little nudge. And the girl sat right there and filled out the agreement. And Selah was like, really? I mean, like, you know how you work with somebody for that long, you're just surprised when they do it. And so she's already got three team members this month. I know Lindy's already got 3 this month. Several of the other directors have already got recruits. So I'm so proud of you guys. And so now's the time, the next 3 or 4 days, to get your agreements in, and let's get the orders in too. Okay? So I wanted to mention those 2 things so everybody be real clear on the promotions, because you hate to just not be paying attention and miss this stuff, right? Okay, so the training I wanted to go over with, I found this book that I did a training with this, and this was back in the days that we used to, like, you know, do CDs. We don't even do those anymore, right? And this is from 2012, I believe. I'm not sure if that's when the book was written, but that's when I did oh, excuse me. 2005 was when the book came out. 2005. Some of you are like, weren't born hardly. Okay, but I did the training on the year 2012, which was our best year. Actually, our best year to date. Well, anyway, almost, except for this year. Okay, and so it has several different lessons in here, and I'm not starting with the beginning one. I wanted to read you one, and this is called And Then Some, and it's a book basically written, and Mary Kay is it's all about what Mary Kay has taught us. So I'm going to read a little bit of it to you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So it's called Plan Your Work. Plan your work. And I think this is one of the biggest things in Mary Kay. Well, I say with myself that if I don't have it planned out what I'm going to do, and I just wait and see what happens, nothing ever gets done. Like the day comes and goes, and I'm busy. I'm busy all day long doing stuff, but it wasn't what I really, to promote my business and my goals. Okay. So I want to read you some of the thoughts on this, and I think you'll like it. Okay. It says, a funny thing happened on the way to being organized. A little thing called life. Sound familiar? Classes that cancel, children who get sick, cars that won't start, computers that crash, take your pick. There's plenty of unforeseen circumstances that have us switching gears from plan A to plan B. Not once, but several times a day. But while switching gears, could send some people into a tailspin. For the organized, it's simply another day at the office. Because things are always going to happen, right? Do you have a plan B for when the going gets tough? Or for that matter, do you have a plan A to help you get out the door? Mary Kay Ash often said we should plan our work and work our plan. She knew, and this is so good, so good. She knew the number one reason for failure was disorganization, just as she knew the number one reason for success was staying focused and accomplishing what must be done. Mary Kay Ash was adamant about making a list and methodically moving through each action item until all were completed. Those not completed by the end of the day were placed at the top of the list to be accomplished the following morning. And she used to talk about this all the time, you guys. This is, I know for a fact, this is like the truth. Having a plan to follow can provide you with an incredible source of power because it frees you from the exhaustion that results from having your thoughts and actions scattered. And that is so true. It also gets your business out of your head and into your hands where it belongs. Once you place your life firmly in your hands, you can actually start doing something about your goals. You're even going to sleep better. And we've talked about this a little bit on the Boss Babe calls where you have a dump list where you just list every single thing you need to do. And so we women, we have so much, right? Not just Mary Kay, but our lives. We got kids, we got husbands, we got parents, we got things we're trying to do. Some of you guys are planning weddings. Some of you guys have are still working another job. Some of you are in school. There's a lot of things on our plates, right? And so a lot of times when you're trying to go to bed at night, I know for me, I just start thinking of everything I got to do, And the only thing for me that stops it is when I will get a piece of paper. And I used to keep a little spiral notebook by my bed. And I would just write every single thing that came to my mind that I was thinking about, agonizing over, think I don't want to forget that. I don't want to forget that. I got to do this. Oh, what about this? And I would suggest everybody keep a notebook by your bed and a pen. And that way, when you're worrying about something or you're just, thinking about it, you can write it down. Because once you write it down, then you don't have to worry about it because you're not going to forget it because you got it, right? And so you want to plan your day. And one of the things that I've been doing this week is we have a massive jumpstart coming up this weekend. I have a big guest event. I got 140 people coming to this jumpstart, and I have had to make the time to plan this jumpstart. You can't do this stuff by the seat of your pants. And I'm so thankful. One night, I even stayed up. I don't suggest this, but I just couldn't get it off my mind, and I just stayed up all night long. Like I stayed up till 4. I got in the bed. I couldn't sleep, and I got back up. And then at 10:30 the next day, I thought, I've got to take a nap. So I slept about 3 hours. But here's what's so crazy. I was doing the agenda for Jumpstart, and I just meant I was going to get it done. And wouldn't you know, like the next day, the national that's coming to speak at our Jumpstart, Donna Sweeney, she goes, hey, can you just forward over your agenda for Saturday? And I'm like, thank the good Lord I got it done. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to be prepared. People need to know what they got to teach. So by having a plan and writing down what I needed to do and start checking it off, number one, you can sleep better. Number two, you get a lot more done because you have a goal of what you're trying to accomplish. And so to read on, it says, but woman cannot live by detailed list alone. It takes you, okay, so in other words, you can't just write the list down and expect that to be it. It takes you, powered by your discipline, to experience real progress. We all can be guilty from time to time of a little creative avoidance. That's how you get fat. When you just say, let me go get a snack from the kitchen because you really don't want to work on what you need to work on, right? Or whatever you're trying to do. I need to run a load of laundry before I can make those calls. Or perhaps I need to clean out that closet before I can head out the door to a skincare class. And before we know it, the day's passed. We haven't begun to tackle anything or substance that we really originally set out to do. But here's something to think about that Mary Kay has always said, ladies. And you might just want to write this down and post it somewhere where you can read it. Success is hidden in your daily routine. It's what you're doing when nobody's looking. So what is hidden in your daily routine? Success is hidden in your daily routine. It's what you're doing when no one's looking. So what's hidden in your routine? Part of successful life or business is to be proactive, anticipatory, and ready to act upon the opportunities as they present themselves. That means it's often a good idea, okay, ladies who do not work another job, are you ready? To rise, got to get up, check, did one thing off your list, shower, that's 2 things, dress the part, 3 things, look the part, and act the part of a successful, independent business person. So if you are working from your home, and really there's something in your mind that if you are in your sweats and your hair's in a ponytail and you don't have a dab of makeup on, honestly, if someone called and said, hey, I'd like to come over and buy a repair set, you'd be like, it throw you in a panic, right? Or someone wants to come by and have a quick consultation for maybe look at some lipsticks or something like that. You couldn't do it. So if you just get on up and make yourself look cute, then you're ready for the day, and you can leave and you can go out and you'll look cute and you can pass your cards out and you're always ready and you're always prepared. Okay. You can stay busy by simply reacting to the situations, but that's just that, staying busy. It's not necessarily productive, or is it working smarter? And I believe that every single one of us are busy. I really do. Honestly, I don't really feel like anybody that would call into this call is someone that takes naps all day and doesn't do anything. I would be surprised. I feel like most of the people that would take the effort to get on a call like this are someone that's a go-getter that wants to do something with their life. So it's not that you're not busy. It's just that maybe you're busy doing things that aren't accomplishing your goals. And time can just get away from you guys, especially if you're on the computer and, you start scrolling. And that's my time waster. Get on there and look at Facebook before you know it, it's an hour. I don't like to spend an hour telling everybody happy birthday. I got a lot of friends, right? So you just have to watch your time and be on purpose about what you want to do. Now, so there was a little assignment on here, and it says, please share how being proactive and planning can serve as a source of power with an individual's life. How can it serve as a source of power in your Mary Kay business? And so I put down for me that being proactive means you set the pace for your day instead of others planning your day or your week. You set it up in advance, because if you have a lot of people, I always say, that want a piece of you. You got a lot of people that want your time. Everybody's like, can you, will you, I need you, like all day long. What happens is if you don't already have a plan of what you're doing that day scheduled, then when someone else asks you that you love, maybe your child, maybe your mom, maybe your best friend, maybe somebody from church, maybe who knows, and they say, hey, can you do such and such? And then you in your mind, you're like, I need to make some booking calls, but I guess I can go do that. You're not really committed to your own schedule. Now, if you worked a full-time job, they would never call you at school while you're teaching and ask you to go bake some cookies, right? You're working because they respect that job. So I want you to respect your own job, get yourself a little schedule, and then that way if someone asks you to do something and you've got Mary Kay to do, then you say, oh, you know what? I wish I could. Ask me again another time, but I'm not able to do that today because of my schedule. You don't even have to tell them what it is, okay? So you just want to plan it, or somebody else will. Somebody else will for sure, okay? And it says, please think back on time on your Mary Kay journey. In what ways did being proactive and planning contribute to your success? And so what I put is that if I book, I know I'll show up for it. I never have not showed up for a booking. I'm not going to book an appointment and not show. That would be crazy. Flying by the seat of your pants only works occasionally. Be prepared gives you confidence, and it gets more accomplished. Like when I travel. All right. When I travel, I'm like, I have a set schedule of what I'm doing when I travel. I know I'm doing like a guest event. Usually I get up and I have a meeting with my consultants. I have a lunch thing. We do some new consultant training. I have another guest event, and I'm on it. And I see so many people. I get so much done. And then when I get home, I do laundry. I'm doing all these other things I'm doing. And I'm thinking, that's why really when I'm on a travel schedule, my production goes up so much, because all that other stuff I don't have to worry about because I'm not at home to be distracted, you know. And then it says, in what ways did a lack of planning hinder your success? And then, so what I said is, when I don't book appointments and wait to see what the day will bring, it always ends up being a few hours, several hours of wasted time that I didn't get anything done. So these are some tips that I want to give you. And this says the following suggestions are geared toward helping you value the power of planning and being proactive. You may choose to try just one idea or all of them. The key is whatever you commit to doing, do it this week. So I'm challenging you guys to pick one of these or all of them, but at least one to do without fail for this week between now and next Sunday. All right? So, number one, I didn't pick this one, but you guys may like it. You'll see why when I tell it to you. This is so Mary Kay, by the way. Number one, look through some cookbooks. Right there, they lost me. Okay, but look through some cookbooks or magazines and select a few meals to prepare. Make a list of the necessary ingredients and make one trip to the grocery store. Not a grocery store trip every day. One trip to the grocery store so you have everything you need. Make a menu notating which cookbook and the page the recipe can be found on. Post it on the refrigerator where you and your family can see it. You might even suggest family members volunteer to get a certain meal started while you're wrapping up any Mary Kay business. Okay, so that's number one. That's for all you ladies that cook. Or you got families. I mean, you know, Allison Carter, she's always telling me, I'm fixing to whip up something for my kids. She got 3 boys and a husband, and she is continually making food for those people. You know, and it's so funny because I think it's because I have had stepchildren, but they're not here at the house. And when I had them before they were at the house, they never liked my cooking. They always liked their dad's cooking. So I just have never had that huge responsibility. I like to get Brad to cook. So, but most of you are not like me, and you have to cook for your family. So do you not agree that if you go to the grocery store every single day, you spend money and you waste time? So that's Mary Kay's tip. All right, number 2. Y'all wave your hand if you think that's a good tip. Anybody? Okay, there's a couple people. All right, number 2. We've talked about this a lot. This is another choice for you. Make a 6 most important things to do list. However, keep it focused only on income-producing activities, such as containing a specific number of customers a day for reorders, contacting a specific number of customers a day for reorders. Like, one of your 6 most important things may be call 10 customers for reorders, get 5 new leads, hold a skincare class, book, follow up from your, a specific follow up from the names on the back of the business, the profile cards that you had booked from the week before. Specific number so that you did it. Because if you say, get a lot of bookings, how do you know if you even did it? You need to know how many you want to get. 3 bookings, get 3 bookings. And then that's the first thing on the list. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to get your 3 bookings. And then you go to the next one. Okay? Number 3. How many of y'all like the 6 most important things? I think we all need to do that one. Okay, number 3. Make a list of duties, tasks, and responsibilities that you are currently doing. Okay, so make a list of all the things that you're in charge of and things that you're doing right now. And it said business related or personal. For each item on your list, please do the following. Okay, so you're going to evaluate what it is. All right, and if it's not something that must be done immediately or is moving closer to your goals, then you're going to do one of the 3 things. This is what Mary Kay says. 1, you're going to eliminate it. So maybe one on your list is laundry. Well, we can't really eliminate the laundry. Someone has got to do it, right? So you can't eliminate that one. The second choice is you delegate it. Is there someone else in your house that could do that laundry, right? Maybe you have a housekeeper and she could also do the laundry if you paid her an extra $1 or something an hour, or maybe just ask her, okay? Or reprioritize it to when you can do it a different time. So you'll have to look in your own life of what you've got going on and the things that you do every single day, and are there some things that you could eliminate, delegate, or reprioritize to free up some of your time so that you would have more time to do your business. There are some people in your household that would help you, Or, you could hire someone to help you. And there's a lot of directors and consultants who hire like a teenager to help them after school, just not maybe every single day, but maybe just a couple of days a week for a couple hours. Maybe you paid a teenager, I don't know, $8 an hour for just 2 hours, 2 times a week. That's only, what is that? 16 to 16, $32 that you would be paying someone to come over and help you a little bit. And, the thing about teenagers that if you get some responsible ones, you can boss them around. You're older than them. They're used to their mother bossing them around, right? But I mean, you don't have to feel funny about saying, hey, I need you to go, this is the list. I need you to sweep the front porch. I need you to go vacuum the den. It doesn't have to be clean the whole entire house. It's like little tasks, Also, they can help you in your office as well. But, you kind of won't know what to hire somebody for unless you write down everything you're doing that you need help with. And then the other thing is that you can pay your own children. And you may not know this, but you can actually write off. I don't know how much it is now. I think it used to be up to $400 or $500 a year of you actually writing a paycheck to your child. You're going to be giving them money anyway. So why not pay them to do some Mary Kay? And then that way it'll free you up as well. Or not do Mary Kay, but help you run the house. Or just tell them you're going to pay them and don't. I mean, it's up to you. You're a mother. So those are 3 ideas that Mary Kay has suggested that I think that would be something that would help you guys plan your work. And it's so funny. I was looking on this, and this was June the 25th, 2012. Okay, and I had in for the year, June 25th, so 5 days till the end of the month. All right, I had in $513,300 for the year. And I want to tell y'all that I hit $550,000 by the end of the month. So in those 5 days, like we have right now, we did an additional, $12,000 retail to hit the next unit club. And so I know we can do that right now too. And a lot of it was just being focused on what I was trying to accomplish in our unit's goals and, getting after it and making a plan. And I remember that year because it was my breakthrough year. It was a year that for 18 years we had done the exact same. Well, we had just like teeter-tottered. Never had broke the $500,000 unit club. For 18 years in a row, you guys, that's a long time to not move forward. And that was the year that we finally broke it. And I remember because I was 49 years old, and I thought I am fixed to be 50 years old, and if I'm ever going to do anything, I got to do it. And that's the year that it started. And, you just need something that's going to help you, like, whatever it is, you can decide that says, look, this is the year. This is the year that I am going forward. I'm going to break any kind of patterns that I had before to get some different results. And for me, it was making myself make these plans and be a little bit more organized and try to follow, write down what I want to do and actually get that piece of paper down the next day and don't go, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do that. Instead go, I'm going to do this because it's going to help me reach my goal. And I'm going to do that because it's going to help me reach my goal. And I'm going to do that because it's going to help me reach my goal. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all. That's kind of what was on my heart today is about getting you a plan for this week and sticking to it. And so I'm going to challenge you to take one of those 3 things or all 3, scoring what you need, and do it for 1 week and see what happens. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised how amazing that is. Okay. Now I'm going to end tonight with, I'm going to unmute my girlfriend, Latrice. Latrice was at the conference in San Diego after we were. So she has a whole different experience, kind of the same, but different. And so I just wanted her to share, all the other directors shared last week, just a few minutes about Leadership Conference and anything that she wanted to talk about tonight. So Latrice, I am going to unmute you. Here y'all go. Latrice Mahalik. You want to unmute yourself?
Super excited. Y'all, the biggest impact.
You're good.
Did you do it? Oh, okay. So the biggest impact for me was Kathy Halou. So Cleta had asked earlier what other nationals retired, and I was looking back through my notes, and it was Scarlett Simpson, Glenda McGuire, Connie Kitson, Suzanne Brothers. I mean, y'all, just these legacy leaders at Mary Kay. And when Kathy was on the panel with all the nationals, here's a few things she said that I had written down. And she just said, Mary Kay is as relevant as going to church. It's God, family, career, and that Mary Kay has God's little treasure wrapped up for us, and favor is all over our company. The products keep us young, but the opportunity keeps us where we should be going, and that is sharing the legacy of Mary Kay. We will always be relevant because we are the ones that will continue the legacy. And she said when she was trained by Mary Kay and met her so many times, she said, Kathy, I do not understand why all of my consultants and directors are not driving a free Mary Kay car that I'm giving them. She said, dogged social media big time. And I'll tell y'all in her closing speech what she said about it. I know, let me choke a little bit. And she said, our programs that we have, what Mary Kay has done for us, Nathan Moore, what they're throwing out at us is unbelievable, and that we need to do this for our family, and we need to do this for the Mary Kay legacy, is step in here, do what it takes, and run the race with ourselves, but run the race with this legacy company. And of course, she talked about the speed of the leader is the speed of the gang. And to end, if y'all have not watched Kathy's closing speech, let me just share with y'all. She is retiring with $13 million. That's what she's earned so far. And in the next 15 years, she will be paid $7 million more. Debbie, Laura, I just lost her name. Debbie Moore recruited Kathy Hallou when she was at the lowest of lowest in her life. She was just getting out of a psychiatric ward from anorexia, and she said just the very idea for her to think that Debbie Moore saw something in her and made her believe in herself. She said, how many people do you run into a day that you truly know deep down they really need this business and you will not offer it to them? I mean, y'all, that just, that's a big one. And when she first started out, she said, I thank my mother. My mother is here today, and I thank her for giving me life. And that was before all this stuff we've seen on the news. And she said, if I could say one thing, I could say Billy Graham, and I could walk off the stage. But she said, I'm going to say a word, and I'm going to say what Mary Kay Ash would say, and it is pass the baton, be the leader of leaders, build the legacy, and a spiritual business. She was, y'all know that, it's the God first, family second, career third, and we were so blessed to have 55 years of Mary Kay, and it's up to us to have 55 more years of Mary Kay. And let me just tell y'all, this woman who gets up on a stage or at their retirement party and is crying profusely, her soul, her heart is in this, and she doesn't want to retire. I mean, only in Mary Kay. She used our company, our business as like a race, and you pass the baton. And she said, there is such a crucial time in me passing the baton to the next person in the race. That time, what if you drop the baton? She said, y'all, we don't have time to drop the baton. She thanked Dawn Alton Sweeney. There was a time in her life, it was a 5-year span where things were really bad. And she said she talked to Dawn, and she said, if you don't have friends in Mary Kay that will tell you the truth of what's going on, where you need to be, well, first of all, those are your friends, the people that will really tell you the truth. And she said, Dawn told her, if you will take the hand of Jesus and walk in the next 5 years, you will be able to keep walking. And so she thanked Dawn, and I know Cleta's got her coming to y'all's jump start. So y'all, that is a blessing that you're going to be trained by this other legacy leader. She said, quit using excuses, go to work. She said, I see consultants out and about, and I could not tell you if I didn't know they were a consultant that they really were a consultant. They don't look the part. They're not wearing their pin, and they're definitely not sharing the product nor the opportunity. And she talked a lot about social media. And here was her quote about that. She said, quit scrolling through someone else's life and race and run your own. And then she said, if you can't book a party, give me your profile box and I will book 10 to 20 parties and I will be on that cruise. You can recruit me. I will be on that cruise. I can book 10 to 20 parties, hold them in a week, and finish the cruise. Ladies, I just want to say, really, do not take this for granted. She said, okay, I'm fixing to start preaching. My veins popping out of my neck. I'm fixing to start spurting blood all over the place. I mean, she literally, y'all, if you look back on her history, she broke every record, Mary Kay, that there was to break, all because of Debbie Moore stepping out of her comfort zone and offering her a Mary Kay makeover when she was the lowest of the lowest in her life. So there you go. That was just a little bit. I'm telling y'all, it's powerful. You've got to watch it.
And I have shared that on the Boss Babe Boxer group. And so I will share it again right after this call in case you missed it. Because I know sometimes you're maybe at a spot where you can't watch it right then. But I'm going to watch it before I go to bed. Thank you, Latrice.
Powerful. It's powerful. I'm telling you, it is. Like, I couldn't even take a note, y'all, because she had you right there. Like, she prayed over the convention center. She said she had prayed that morning for the Holy Spirit to be over it. And I'm telling y'all, it was. It was just incredible. Y'all need to watch it.
Wow. You know, one of our speeches was Linda Tupin because she is, she did not retire.
Oh, wow.
But I think she's retiring next year. And so, but she was amazing as well. And so, but anyway, and then we have Valor, Cindy Valerio. Anyway, they were all so good. So thank you for sharing that, Latrice. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a great time. We wish you were with us, but I'm glad you were there so you could hear that. So anyway, I am going to, so I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording.